Good day. On today's video, we'll be looking at the topic OSINT. So it's spelled like this: OSINT. So what is OSINT? So OSINT stands for Open Source Intelligence. It's getting public information about a target or an organization. Getting public information about a target or an organization. Information that are publicly accessible. We use OSINT. It's a framework we use in cybersecurity and in our everyday lives or in other businesses to get public information about a target or organization. So where do we use OSINT? So we use OSINT in cybersecurity research. We use OSINT in journalism too, and so many other opportunities, job opportunities where we use the open source intelligence. Okay, so now I'm just going to show you a brief overview of how this information are gotten publicly. Right? So we have tools we use. We use Whois. First two we're going to be looking at is Whois, and Whois has two domains. So we have Whois.com, and in another tab we are going to be opening Whois.domain tools.com. So this is an open source tool in cybersecurity that we use to get information about a target. So let's wait for them to load up. Okay, so it's open, right? And the tools we are going to be, the websites we are going to be using today in this research is called ngbusinessdirectory.com. ngbusiness. So always note, before getting information or before performing all these actions, it is necessary you get permission before doing that. So I actually had permission before I used this website, right? And how do people use it for problematic? How do people use open source for problematic purposes? So they use it for harassment, they use it for spam or phishing campaigns, they use it for identity theft, and they use it for stalking. They use it to stalk people. Right, so now I'm just going to show you a brief overview, and I have permission on this website. So I'm going to search for it. Same thing, I go on this first domain, Whois.com, and at the top here I search for ngbusinessdirectory.com. Okay, so now it has loaded up. So let's check what we can get. So here you can see the domain information. You can see when it was registered, you can see when it will be expired, right, or when it will expire. So while we are using Whois.com and Whois.domain tools, most times some information comes here and doesn't show on the other part, and while some other times some information shows on the other part but it doesn't show here. But if we look closely, we can see the registrant contact. If we cite for the registrar contact, which says we should go to this website to see more information about the registrant. So let's see if we can get anything from this. So we'll go to there. Okay, so we have to basically log in to see the information. So we can't actually see anything. So let's go to the second domain, which is Whois.domain.com. So I have to verify I am not a robot. Okay, so I have to choose close. Okay, so now we can see the domain profile and everything. Now if we scroll down, we can see the registrant's information. So we have the registrant's name, which is Joseph Akwa Ogu, and then we have the registrant organization, which the information was hidden. We also have the registrant street, which is Suite P103, Pronet Mall 62, Gardenas Road, Kubwa. So these are public information accessible, right? So the tech phone number was redacted for privacy, so it's actually private. So we can see the person's email, we can see the person's phone number. Okay, but this information are still necessary. So we have a username, and we have a full name, and we have an address. We have a full name and address. So these are public information. Anyone can access publicly. So the next tool we're going to be looking at is called the Wayback Machine. The Wayback Machine. So what does the Wayback Machine do? Okay, so the Wayback Machine is just like the internet archive where you store information that you might not need at the moment but you will need later on. So what does it do? It takes a snapshot of any website published on the internet, or if that website was changed over time, it captures it, right? So now you can actually see changes made over years on the Wayback Machine. So we can search NG Business Directory. Okay, so it has loaded up. So here we can see the calendars, we can see collections, we can see changes, we can see summary, we can see sitemaps, we can see URLs. So this Wayback Machine is one of the most valuable OSINT tools that is publicly available. Very valuable. So we're going to check. You can see it was saved 21 times from November 20, 2024 and July 15, 2025. So let's go under changes. So you can see 2020, you can see something here, November 2024. So let's click on it. So we can see how the website was on November 20, 2024. So we had business year categories, year signing. So what this source is, it takes a snapshot, and most times it shows us the snapshot in and it shows us the snapshot in the HTML format. So we can actually check if we have phone numbers on the website before. We're not going to look deep into that. So we'll move to the next tool, which is crot.sh. So what do we use this tool for? It's called a subdomain discovery. And what is a subdomain discovery? A subdomain? Sorry, a subdomain is a prefix added to a website. A prefix added to a website that takes you to another whole different page. I don't know why it's not working. Yeah, I think the website is having an issue at the moment. So the next tool we are going to be looking at is what's my name .app. So what does this tool do? It searches for usernames. Right? So let's look. So let's say we have NG business. And then we search. So I'm going to select all the buckets. So you can see here, if you look here, you can see it is searching. If you look here, you can see it even tells us it's an OSINT combine. So this is a basic open source intelligence tool, right? So why it's not bringing out any information? Because I think there is no username for NG Business Directory on any social media. So if there was, it will bring out the social media. Okay, let's wait. Okay, so there was no social media found with the username ng business directory, but we can also check ng business directory. So this is the website, so we can see to list the business. Okay, so we can also check the HTML page. So we go to right click and click on page source, so we can see the HTML page. We can try to see if there are information that could be publicly accessible. So you can actually see what is this. You can on your own you can actually check what information you found on the website, and you can see links on the website that takes you to a different website. So we have one that takes us to earlycode institute. We have another one that takes us to earlycode institute. If you scroll to the side, you should see many links. You can see an email address here. You can see an email address. Let's go to this link. So this is an email address. You can see different information on this website. So you can see a link. You can check all these links on your own. So all these are public information. We are not actually going deep. We are just seeing information that are publicly accessible. Okay. So that is that about open source intelligence, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.